Writer's block. When you get stuck writing your screenplay, there are many ways to get unstuck. Here's one of them. How's it? Chop screenplay prep. Writer's block is not something unique to screenwriters by any means. It can come to poets, stage playwriters, novelists, blog writers, and it's something that often comes when you have a lack of direction. It is particularly prevalent when you do what's known as straight-ahead writing and your stream of consciousness just hits the page. When you have a plan or a goal, something to aim for, be it for your scene or paragraph or for the entire screenplay particularly, you have a direction, and essentially it becomes then a game of joining the dots and creating scenes that simply get you to that point in time. So when you find yourself in that situation of writer's block, just check, are you aiming at something in particular, be it a story point or a revelation? One way to inspire yourself to either check what you have just written or what you could write next is acting. Now, ultimately, every screenwriter would have some sense of acting. You are writing about characters doing things, characters interacting, characters speaking dialogue. And like many actors, there's nothing wrong with being shy. You are performing to yourself in this situation. And ultimately what you want to be doing is work through your scene as if it was being filmed. And it might involve a sense of playing both characters and just reading the dialogue out loud. If it's scenes of action description, try and act out the motions. Okay, you're not necessarily on location. You can't put yourself in space, on the moon, so suddenly in the Gobi Desert, whatever it might be, but just in the comfort of your writing room. Imagine yourself in position and act out what's going on and just see what that reveals. It's going to reveal weaknesses. It's going to prompt your thinking to realize that you need to plug gaps, or you're going to, that you're perhaps lacking a reaction from one of the other characters. So acting out your scenes, inclusive of dialogue, is a great way to test what's working and further inform where you need to aim at next. In acting out your scenes, you're therefore also in a position to unlock writer's block, because it's only by doing these things that it promotes further thought as to where to go next. A great example of this is to have the daily habit of having a notebook and a pen and just writing. Observe what you see around you and just write things down, whether it's observing action and how would that translate to words on the page, or maybe you heard someone in a cafe say something really amusing. Maybe someone quoted something from a book or a movie and it's an interesting snippet, and maybe you can twist that around. But the key thing is, it's not so much that what you are writing ever gets read again. The act of writing bolsters your ability to work with words. Whether that's going to be action description or dialogue doesn't really matter. But the more you write, the better you get. The more it becomes second nature, and it helps your thinking. So in the same way, when you have writer's block, if you act out what's going on, by doing so, you unlock further potential thoughts and ideas as to why something isn't working, or an idea might be spawned that's going to really work to help end that scene or carry you forwards. So don't be afraid of doing this whatsoever. You don't have to tell anyone you're doing it. Do it in the privacy of your own space. However, if you're feeling up to it, bring in some friends. Cast them with your characters. Maybe you sit back and observe them carry out the action and the dialogue and see whether it's working or not. I hope that's a useful exercise to take home with you, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you found that video useful, please consider liking and subscribing. That will tell YouTube that I'm worth watching and ensures I can produce more educational content into the future.